For thousands of years, we've gathered our observations of the heavens into books that would more than fill a library. We built a vast body of knowledge about our universe. How it all began, how it will end. It's a work in progress. The script is still being written. The ink is still wet on the page. Where do we begin? Let's begin at the beginning. Let's begin with the Big Bang.
The Big Bang is a theory of cosmic evolution. It tells us how the universe evolved, how it changed from a split second after whatever brought it into existence, and we still don't know what that is until today.
When you look out at the universe and look at the other distant galaxies, you see that they're all fleeing away from us, that they're all moving outward at huge velocities. You extrapolate that all the way back, you see that one time, maybe 13 or 14 billion years ago, everything that there was must have been compressed into one inconceivably dense point.
We know we don't have the whole story, but we've never had the whole story in the history of physics. We've had a series of better and better approximations revealing startlingly more and more beautiful and interesting truths.
The Big Bang is our theory for the beginning of the universe. But for a long time, people either didn't think about the origin of the universe, or they assumed the universe had always existed and was everlasting. Even scientists were reluctant at first to embrace the Big Bang.
It was meant to be a derisive term. However, the Big Bang is really a contradiction because it was not big and there was no bang. It wasn't big because we think that the universe started from a singularity of some sort, and there was no bang because there was no air to carry the vibrations. So a Big Bang is in some sense is a misnomer, but the name stuck.
And so has the theory.
Right now, I would say that the Big Bang Theory is a solid part of science as we understand it. Anybody who doesn't accept it is regarded by most of the people in the community as essentially a crackpot.
But acceptance and understanding are two different things. The Big Bang Theory doesn't yet provide all the answers science seeks to explain how our universe was born.
What cosmologists are referring to when they talk about the Big Bang Theory is really only a description of the aftermath of the bang. The conventional Big Bang Theory says nothing about what banged, why it banged, or what happened before it banged.
Right now, at this very second, we're in the aftermath of the Big Bang. Everything we see and hear and taste and smell and touch is the aftermath. The Big Bang is really our evolving, expanding universe. For us, mostly stuck on our rocky little planet, the view of the universe begins with Earth. This is Earth, silicon and oxygen-based, with a metallic core. The surface is mostly water. It teems with life and rotates once every 24 hours while orbiting a star called the Sun every 365 days. This is the Sun, mostly hydrogen and helium. Its surface temperature is nearly 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. For energy, our Sun converts 700 million tons of hydrogen into 695 million tons of helium every second. The Sun is part of a solar system formed around 4.5 billion years ago that includes Earth and 7 other orbiting planets from Mercury to Neptune. And it isn't a stationary system. Our solar system is spinning, flying through space at 134 miles per second, turning in circles as part of a vast collection of stars and star systems. There may be 200 billion stars in this collection called the Milky Way galaxy. An estimated 6 billion of those stars with planetary systems like ours. Our solar system orbits the center of the Milky Way on one of its outer arms. The Milky Way is one of more than 125 billion galaxies that make up the visible universe. This is the universe. It's really, really big. And it's getting bigger. It's expanding. If the universe is expanding, then it used to be smaller. Much smaller. In fact, if we went back in time, we could watch it shrink. Back far enough, and the universe would be smaller than a galaxy. Back, and the universe is smaller than our solar system. Farther back, and everything that exists fits inside a stadium, a coffee cup, an atom. 13.7 billion years ago, the universe was smaller than the smallest part of an atom. Unbelievably small. Then, something happened. In a flash, everything suddenly expanded. This was how it all began. The first moment of existence. What we now call the Big Bang.
And that's what we know to be true, not because theorists have invented it, but because all the observations tell us. We can predict the abundance of light elements, and they agree over 10 orders of magnitude with what we see. So that fundamental picture that the universe is expanding and emerged out of a hot, dense universe of finite time in the past is the Big Bang picture.
The theory of the Big Bang isn't the sort of thing you figure out overnight. It takes years, centuries of collected wisdom. Mankind has been thinking about this for a long time. Even before we realized it, we were thinking about it. Every time we looked up at the stars, we were thinking about it. How do we know what we now know? How did we figure it all out? That's the heart of our story. The story of how our concept of the universe evolved.
We stockpile the discoveries of the most brilliant members of our species, allowing us, however strained and with whatever struggle it involves, to slowly ascend the ladder of knowledge. Maybe compensating for the fact that any one of us is just too stupid to figure it all out.
So, where do we begin? Today, professional astronomers and physicists on campuses like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Cambridge University in England wage debate about the Big Bang theory. But the conversation began a long time ago, before anyone ever heard of the Big Bang, before anyone knew what the heavens really were.
Way before science existed or was even a contemplation in the minds of anybody, people were asking questions about origin.
When early man looked at the sky, he saw it dominated by the warming, life-giving sun. At night, he saw the moon and stars.